Hey gang, it's Tommy along with Danielle, and we are joined by Brian and Michael from the Lemon Twigs. And thank you so much for joining us, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
You know, it's got to be kind of weird because, and I just mentioned this a couple of minutes ago, but doing this now for like a living, more or less. I mean, you're sort of obliged to do these radio interviews. Is that kind of weird? Is that sort of like this weird thing you never knew you'd have to do?
Well, I kind of knew that we would do stuff like this. Like we'd always, we'd watch other bands like interviews and stuff, so we kind of knew what to expect. We didn't know. I don't know if we're going to be very interesting or anything. So it's more interesting when it's other people,
Right. Well, so let me just say this. So I think it was so cool when you guys performed at Coachella, and I'm going to show a couple of years here, but I think it's so great that you guys did Couldn't I Just Tell You with Todd Rundgren. My sister had a copy of Something Anything when I was a kid, and so that was one of the records that I heard growing up. And that is one of my favorite Todd Rundgren songs. And I think that, how did that come together at Coachella for that?
Well, I mean, our manager, Simon, kind of reached out to Todd, and that was kind of after we went to one of his shows, and my mom kind of set it up for Michael's birthday.
Really?
And then when we went there, we got to meet him because, someone there was, a fan of the band, and that was really cool. That never happened to us before, so we met with him a little bit, and I think his bass player was a fan as well, so maybe he got in his ear and told him that maybe it was a good idea or something. So I don't know, but we feel really lucky to have been able to do that. That was like a dream come true.
Did he give you any pointers?
Well, I mean, Michael and him talked about kind of what went on with the clothes and during the Something Anything period when he was dressing all kind of flashy and stuff.
Yeah, but we didn't really do
it wasn't like
advice stuff. It was just he was telling us what he did, and then he was a consummate professional when it came to playing somebody else's equipment, and he was no snot.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, when you get used to having things your way, the fact that he can just go out and do something on the fly is really, really cool,
Because he was like an innovator in recording, but he was also an innovator in utilizing the web and bringing music to the web as well. Like, the guy's just been around for so long, he was sort of first in line on all those things.
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing, and, pretty much any way you can be in music, so yeah.
Danielle?
Yeah, so first of all, Michael, I have to commend you on your hair, and I love that we are twinning right now.
Yeah.
I mean, some other people didn't get the memo about it. But you're both brothers, and I have to know, do you ever get into those sibling squabbles, you get into fights, or have you guys been best friends since you were kids, and this is just...
Well, both, I mean, we have been best friends since we were kids, but you can't avoid that. I mean, that happens with every member of our family and every friend that I've ever had, so both,
Do you ever get into those tiffs and mom's got to come in and be like, all right,
Well, we've got a pretty it figures itself out most of the time.
I think we got bored of punching each other in the face. I think you can't be an adult person and do that.
Well, I just mean that it blows up and then it settles down. That's all.
That's awesome.
Pretty natural.
Very cool.
So was there but I know you guys grew up with music, and you grew up with music around you, and you grew up with musical instruments, but was there a particular song or band that you heard for the first time and you said, no, that's it, we're doing this for real, this isn't about being a fan or being passive about it, this is what I want to do?
Well, the same way our dad did, it was the Beatles for us, and it was kind of by design, I think. He just showed us all the Beatles documentaries and gave us the Beatles CDs, and we were 5 years old and just knew every album and stuff, so they were the first influence, and they're kind of our baseline for most of the stuff that we do, even if haven't listened to them recently or something,
Well, it's just you guys have so much melody jammed into your songs, and a lot of other bands don't necessarily lean on melody as much these days, or having a couple of different weird time signatures, unless they're doing like this prog rock sort of thing. And you guys manage to keep the songs sort of in the shorter length of time, but you jam a lot into it. I mean, do you find yourself looking at other bands and going, well, they could have done that here or could have done that there?
No, I think like we even that was just something that we were doing right then a lot. We weren't like trying to like whittle down our songs and do like work on our song structure and stuff like that. We kind of just like jammed everything into the songs. I think like Todd did that a lot during the Wizard of True Star period, you know, and then I think
Probably Happiness is a Warm Gun is
yeah, I
another
think
example of that.
No, but I'm saying not necessarily better. I was gonna say then maybe the Beatles at the White Album period, just putting even the idea of just putting all those
I didn't
songs.
say a better example of that. I said it is probably another example.
Oh, you said a better though, but the we can look back.
Roll the tape.
We can go back. But the
No, I don't.
but
I don't
like
care.
you know, and then maybe the Beatles White Album period or whatever. That's just what we were into right then. I mean, I don't think it's any better than. I mean, I think it's better than a lot of bands just because it's better, but not because of that. You know, I don't like look at somebody else's song and then go, they could have made it the way that we made our record. It's more just like, you know, whether or not it's good or not. That's all.
So at maybe it was South by Southwest, you all got that very prestigious award, correct? Was it Austin
Yeah,
City Limits?
we won South by Southwest.
South by Southwest, right? No, that is huge. So when you guys went out there, were you like, did you have any idea that, you know, all these people were looking at you and that you were like the next thing in the up and coming for the year?
Oh,
No,
I had
because
no idea.
all the music industry stiffs were not moving and just looking on like, you know, that's all. So yeah, we didn't notice.
I didn't know
I'd
about
say.
that thing, but it was nice.
I saw
you know,
it,
I mean, it
yeah.
was kind of. How do you judge about like 50,000 bands that are there? It's kind of like, you know, it's nice that people noticed us. I'm sure that there are a lot of bands that could have gotten it. You know, so.
Yeah, that's
There's
super
just like
awesome.
so many bands. I can't understand how anybody could have seen all of the bands. You know, like.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys are super humble. Like, that is awesome.
I don't know. In private, we might not be. I don't know.
Well, I have to know because I was searching on the interwebs. Is Live Large going to be on the set tonight with the giant gong?
No.
Oh,
We weren't very
come on.
humble in that one. See, that's what I'm talking about. We were saying we live large. You know, that's not something that you say in public life. But no, yeah, no, it's not.
That'll be
I don't want to get
on the
people's hopes
internet,
up.
Special release,
not on
maybe.
the set.
I wanted to ask you guys this. I mean, when you go overseas, if you've played like in Europe and stuff, do you think it's weird when you come back to the United States and all of a sudden I'm not old to drink enough, I'm not old enough to drink again, or do you just find different attitudes and you come back to the States and you go, huh, that's funny, like it's so different overseas?
No, the only
initially
thing
it was
that's like,
kind of
yeah. Well, that was, initially, yes, it was a little. I mean, it was a thing. But it's. I mean, if you wanna drink or something, you can do it. It's more like the difference is the we just do better over there. The crowds are usually a little bit bigger and people seem a little more excited. You know, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, there's depends what city you're in.
Well, I
here.
mean, obviously in New York City and Los Angeles
town.
and stuff, we always do well in, but compared to that, we don't usually hit. I mean,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I guess the
think-
middle, the Midwest and stuff is kind of the same that how we do in like Bristol and stuff like that. You know, up like. But I don't know.
I think that's the biggest adjustment, though, from here and over there. It kind of
Yeah.
seems like a bigger deal or something.
Yeah.
Oh, and that kind of leads me to my other question was, are there any particularly like places you really enjoy playing, different places in the States, different places in the world where you get a really killer reaction and some of those places are different than others?
I like playing in Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to play there for Lollapalooza, you know.
Right.
I just like playing in New York.
Yeah, New York
If I
is
could play
great.
every week, have a residency, and not have to leave.
Is it because it's like a hometown crowd?
Yeah, and I
Right.
can just yes.
Yeah.
And I can also see all my friends, and I can all three of them, and then I can
Find that
go
hard
home.
to believe. But
No, it's
go
true.
home.
no, it's
It
true.
is true.
Uh-uh.
And then I can go right home and
Well,
see mommy and dad.
Last question: is there and I ask everybody this, but is there one vital piece of gear that if you do not have it, the show is going to be you're going to have an issue with your show? Is there one thing like I got to have the Echoplex, or I got to have a certain
No.
guitar, something like
It's
that?
more like if I don't have if I don't have enough gain or something, then it kind of will sound real weak or something. But usually it's not a problem.
Yeah, if we don't have like if it
We've done
sounded
plenty of shows
completely
with the wrong
clean-
keyboards, the wrong. I mean,
Right.
plenty. I mean, we've only got 4 things to
set up, yeah.
set up.
It's pretty malleable.
I don't need. I mean, my guitar is pretty bad for it already. It probably
But it's your
would-
guitar.
I would probably do better with another one.
Well, Brian, go ahead, Danielle. Do you
Oh
wanna-
no, you guys are fantastic. I'm super stoked to see your set tonight. Like, I'm sure it's been amazing the beginning of the tour with Phoenix, and I'm really
Yeah.
stoked to see what's gonna go on with you guys for the rest of the year.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah, continue. Good luck, you guys. Brian, Michael, thanks for joining us. Lemon Twigs, everybody. Playing X Fest. Thank you so much for making some time for us, you guys.
Yeah,
problem.
man.
Have a great gig tonight.